reforms of the African Union has highlighted several areas that the continental body should address to reap maximum benefits. The president, who spoke during the Africa Development Bank annual meeting in Nairobi, noted that although the African Continent Free Trade Area framework has been implemented, trade in the continent remains low at only 15%. The president further called for fair access to development finance on fair terms for African countries. Jimmy Mbogo reports.
Harvard unveiled.
In his opening address at the Africa Development Bank annual meeting, President William Ruto was keen to highlight some of the areas that he seeks to reform at the Africa Union to make the union fit for purpose in addressing the continent's current needs. The president saying that key institutional reforms will help make the union play a bigger role in the consolidation of the African market through the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, noting that it is time to repurpose the union from a liberation vehicle to one that addresses challenges such as trade shortfalls.
We are struggling looking for markets everywhere except in our continent. We must believe in ourselves. We must first sell to the market that we have in our continent. It is the silver bullet, and it is what is going to increase the contribution of trade from Africa from 2% to the next level.
To further address the effects of the recent climate change that saw the Africa Development Bank extend up to 40% of its fund to climate action, President Ruto proposed to reconfigure the prevailing financial patterns and adopt a more innovative financial pattern that eliminates access barriers, calling for tailored financial solutions that address Africa's unique needs, such as the heavy investment needs in smart agriculture.
To tackle climate change, the African Development Bank is well on its way to reaching our goal of mobilizing $25 billion in climate finance. Last year, we devoted 45% of our total lending to climate finance.
Africa is neither seeking handouts nor asking for charity. We are a continent of sovereign people who aspire to grow in a just multilateral system and access development financing on fair terms.
Ruto is also proposing to give the African Union executive sufficient powers to execute the continent's economic diplomacy, while proposing to reduce the size of the Pan-African Parliament from the 275 members to 100 members, 2 from each country, as well as making it a full-time organization with powers to approve the African Union budget.
Today, the budget of the African Union is approved by people who are not people's representatives. We want the people of Africa to take charge of this continent. And finally, we must bring about the Africa Court of Justice so that we can sort out our issues. We don't want any African to be dragged to courts elsewhere.
Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.